Okay, in this video I want to talk about corn snake genetics. As you can see here, I hatched out a variety of different color morphs this past season, and let's take a closer look at each of these morphs and a little explanation on how you could go about creating some of this stuff. Okay, let's start off with showing you a normal corn snake, something you would find out in the wild. Now with all color mutations with corns, there's a wide variety of differences. So if you have a normal that doesn't look exactly like this, does not mean it's not normal. But this is the only normal that I hatched out this year, and he's for a special project, but we'll talk about that more later. The next simple gene, or somewhat simple recessive gene, is the Hypo. Again, this is another Hypo that I hatched out, but there's a wide variety in the appearance. Now this one hatched out from a completely different bloodline than this Hypo, and of course this Hypo here is in shed, so it's a little bit more milkier than usual, but you can see the color difference. And while some people get confused, and what makes these guys Hypo is Hypo being short for hypomelanistic. Let me bring back the normal. And you can see he's got a bunch of dark color to him, whereas these guys don't. Hypomelanistic lack melon, either reduced in quality or quantity, and that's what you get your hypos from. Now sometimes hypos can look normal, and normals can look hypo. Breeding will tell you if you truly got a hypo. Another genetic color mutation that I hatched out this year is the Anerythristic, or Anery type A, also generically called the black albino. As you can see, he has no reds or yellows or oranges. He is black and grays and the shades in between. And then I mentioned albino. Here is what an albino corn looks like, or one appearance of an albino corn. And this one lacks all the dark colors and only has the oranges and yellows, or oranges and reds right now, and later could develop the yellows. Yellow's one of the last colors to develop. Now when you take an Anery corn and you breed it with an albino corn, you can potentially make what we call the snow corn. And you can see he's just got light shades of pink, and it's mostly white. Got that pink eye. He's both black albino and albino at the same time. Now back to the hypos, and you might ask yourself, well, if hypos can look normal and normals can look like hypos, why do we even care to distinguish out hypos from normals? Well, here's the simple reason why. If you take, come here little fella, if you take the Anery and you breed it with a Hypo, this is what the Hypo gene does to it. And you can see it's washed out, and it's a light grayer, very pretty snake. So those are the basic morphs that I have. And I'll show you some more examples of the differences in the hypos as well. Okay, now a little bit ago I was telling you about the wide variance in looks in a particular morph. Now this is a more typical hypo-striped corn snake. This color that you see is pretty typical. Obviously, you know, it varies. This is a baby I hatched out last year, as this one is as well. Now these two are siblings, but you can see the great difference that these two have. In fact, this one is so much more red. Well, there we go. There's a few black spots. There isn't a whole lot of black on this snake, and if it wasn't for the lack of red eyes, you would almost think that this was an albino corn snake, albino striped. That just goes to show you the difference that you can get within one clutch. Again, these guys are siblings. They hatch from the same clutch of eggs. They've got the same parents. I've bred the same parents for the last 3 years, so there's no chance of a different male siring the clutch. But that just is a prime example of how variable they can hatch out in one clutch. And of course, my favorite from last year is this girl right here. She is a Hypo lavender striped corn, and that is 3 mutations in one. Very beautiful. And as always, thanks for watching, and if you like the video, give me the old thumbs up, leave a comment below, and subscribe, and